there will be people who suffer unconscionable pain.
Don't fall for the false argument that this is about the restoration of merit. What this is really about is saying that only some with merit deserve a chance.
But really what DEI at its core is preparing our country for the next generation of leaders.
The Trump administration, Dana, has said that this amounts to, this being DEI, amounts to racial discrimination against white people.
All right, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds joins us now to talk more about this. Sir, good to have you on. Your reaction to this sweeping mandate from the president, no more of this.
Well, my response is promises made, promises kept. Donald Trump was very clear about this on the campaign trail. And in spite of his views on getting rid of DEI at the federal level, he had record number turnout amongst Hispanic Americans, amongst Black Americans, and amongst young Americans. Everybody has seen the downside of this radical leftist idea. And look, nobody's against diversity. Obviously, I'm not against diversity. But when you try to make it an official position where equity matters more than merit, which is essentially what DEI did, you create major issues within our country. And so what Donald Trump is doing is the common sense thing. It is the right thing. And looking at how the Democratic left and the media are responding, that lets you know that it is the absolute right thing. Merit does have to matter. You have to be qualified for the job. And let's be perfectly clear. I'm a Black man from New York City. When I was coming up in my career, I had to start at the bottom and learn my way and acquire the knowledge going along with my college education to go and achieve higher positions. That's the way it works. Having a merit-based system in our country allows everybody to be able to be successful. That is the only pathway to success, not what the radical left has been doing in the federal agencies and, quite frankly, in our military.
Yeah. And, the Washington Free Beacon is reporting that, Trump is implementing a one-flag policy. He's outlawing pride and BLM flags at the State Department. All of these, these victim grifts that we have in this country, these factions are so toxic, and we're seeing all of that. This is a big part of the mandate. People did not like this. And obviously a lot of minority groups can see how dangerous it is, too, even though it is a grift to them, which is exactly what it is. And this is a grift to the LGBTQ community. But a lot of them don't like it either. They understand what it is. They understand why it is so toxic. I want to get to one more thing with you before I let you go. Trump also signed an executive order to get federal workers back in the office full time. It was reported about a month ago, only 6% of federal workers are showing up in person on a full-time basis. The majority of them have been working from home all the time or most of the time since COVID. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that a number of federal offices have anxiety and confusion. We're hearing reports that in the State Department, there's a lot of people melting down over this idea that they have to go back to work 5 days a week, which has been the standard forever up until COVID. It's hard to feel too sorry for these people.
Well, listen, I think the COVID-era foolishness of Joe Biden and the radical left has to go away. Go to the office, go to work. Yeah. It's called work for a reason. It's not easy. You have to actually do something if you're going to exchange your labor for money. And so, yeah, you got to show up in the office. We are renting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of square feet of office space, not just in D.C., but around the country, and it sits empty. That is completely disrespectful to the boss of the federal workers, which are the American people who are paying the bill. So I know they're not happy about this. But if you want to get paid, show up for work. That's the way it works for everybody else in the country, and that's the way it's going to work for federal employees.
Yeah, I love that. I talk to these people all the time that get their Fridays. A lot of people in finance think they're going to have to go back to 5 days a week because J.P. Morgan's moving back to 5 days, and you talk to them, and they're just like, yeah, it's like having a free day off. Everybody knows that when you're working from home, you're just not doing much work, and the jig is up, and they can cry all they want. But I've been working 5 days a week my whole life, all through COVID. I've been coming in the office. That's the way it is. Congressman, I know you have been too. Byron Donalds, good to see you, sir. Thank you so much.